AI Business Brief for April 10, 2026. Anthropic locked down its Mythos model for security researchers only after finding thousands of zero-day exploits. OpenAI launched a $100/month pro tier to challenge Claude Code. Meta's new Muse Spark model pushed its AI app to #5 on the App Store. Here's the full breakdown of today's top AI stories for your business. AI Business Brief. April 10, 2026. Next section, lead story. Next section, Anthropic's Mythos goes dark for good reason. Anthropic announced Claude Mythos preview this week, then promptly decided not to release it to the public. The reason? It's too good at finding security vulnerabilities. In testing, Mythos uncovered thousands of high-severity bugs in every major operating system and web browser. Instead of a general release, Anthropic launched Project Glasswing, a partnership with Amazon, Apple, Google, Microsoft, JP Morgan Chase, and others to deploy Mythos for defensive cybersecurity before similar capabilities end up in open Chinese models. This is the first time a major AI lab has withheld a model specifically because of cybersecurity concerns, not just vague AGI safety theater. If you run any kind of web infrastructure or software business, you should care. The implication is clear. AI coding models have crossed a threshold where they can find exploits faster than security teams can patch them. That creates a narrow window where giving defenders early access could actually matter. Cynics say this is marketing cover for enterprise-only gating, a way to prevent model distillation and lock in high-paying customers. There's probably some truth to that, but given the trajectory of AI coding agents over the past year, it's entirely plausible that Mythos represents a real inflection point. For small businesses, the takeaway is simple. If you're running anything web-facing, patch your systems. And if you're building with AI coding tools, assume vulnerabilities in your code will be found faster than ever before. Read more, TechCrunch Zapier Explainer. Next section, tools and launches. Next section, OpenAI's new $100/month pro tier targets developers. OpenAI introduced a new $100/month ChatGPT pro tier aimed squarely at competing with Anthropic's Claude Code. The new tier offers 5 times more codex usage than the $20/month plus plan and is designed for developers running longer, high-intensity coding sessions. OpenAI is even offering temporarily higher limits through May 31 to sweeten the deal. This slots between the $20 plus tier and the $200 pro tier, which still exists but is no longer prominently listed. If you're a solo developer or small dev shop hitting rate limits on the $20 plan, this is worth considering. OpenAI claims Codex delivers more coding capacity per dollar than Claude Code, especially during active use. More than 3 million people use Codex weekly, up 5 times in 3 months, so demand is real. Test it during the May promotion period to see if the higher limits justify the cost before they drop back down. Read more, TechCrunch The Verge. Next section, Meta's Muse Spark hits #5 on App Store. Meta released Muse Spark, its first model under Alexander Wang, the former Scale AI exec hired to overhaul Meta's AI efforts. The model accepts voice, text, and image inputs, can launch multiple subagents, and handles tasks like visual coding, building websites and games from prompts. The Meta AI app jumped from #57 to #5 on the U.S. App Store overnight, with 46,000 iOS downloads on launch day, up 87% day over day. Muse Spark is rolling out to WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, and Meta's AI glasses in the coming weeks. If you're already in the Meta ecosystem, you'll get access for free. It's a solid upgrade over Llama 4, and the multimodal input is genuinely useful for businesses that want to generate content or prototypes quickly. Worth testing when it hits your preferred Meta app. Read more, TechCrunch. Next section, Google Gemini now generates interactive 3D models. Google upgraded Gemini to generate interactive 3D models and simulations in response to prompts. Ask it to visualize the Doppler effect or show a double pendulum, and you'll get a 3D model you can rotate, adjust with sliders, and manipulate in real time. This is available to all Gemini app users on the Pro model. If you need to explain complex concepts to clients, students, or team members, this beats static diagrams. It's particularly useful for science, engineering, and education businesses. Google is playing catch-up to Anthropic, which added charts and diagrams last month, and OpenAI, which added math/science visualizations. But the interactive 3D aspect is genuinely better than what competitors offer right now. Read more, The Verge. Next section, YouTube rolls out AI avatars for shorts. YouTube is launching an AI tool that lets creators make realistic digital clones of themselves for use in shorts. You record a live selfie, following prompts to capture your face and voice, and YouTube generates an avatar that can be inserted into existing videos or used to create entirely new 8-second clips from text prompts. Avatars are watermarked, flagged as AI-generated, and auto-deleted after 3 years of inactivity. This is rolling out gradually, no specific timeline yet. Creators must be 18+ and own a YouTube channel. If you create video content for social media marketing, this could cut production time significantly. The quality will matter, obviously, but if it's anywhere near as good as Google's Gemini-powered tools, it's worth testing for product demos, explainers, or short-form ads. Just be transparent about it being AI-generated because YouTube will flag it anyway. Read more, The Verge Inc.com. Next section, Business Playbook. Next section, Sierra's Ghostwriter builds agents in natural language. Sierra CEO Brett Taylor, former Salesforce co-CEO, is betting that software interfaces will be replaced by natural language prompts. Sierra launched Ghostwriter, an agent that builds other agents. You describe what you need, and Ghostwriter autonomously creates and deploys a specialized agent to execute the task. Taylor claims Sierra deployed a Nordstrom agent in 4 weeks using this approach, and the company hit $100 million ARR in less than 21 months. The pitch is compelling. Most employees only interact with enterprise software occasionally, onboarding, open enrollment, so why force them to learn complex UIs? The catch: AI agent implementation still requires forward-deployed engineers to constantly fine-tune agents to keep them working. So it's not fully autonomous yet, despite the marketing. If you're considering AI agents for customer service or internal workflows, budget for ongoing human oversight. The ROI, return on investment, can still be there, but don't expect plug-and-play. Read more, TechCrunch. Next section, AEO strategy for software as a service. Optimize for AI search. SaaS buyers now start vendor research using generative AI tools 56% of the time, compared to 44% using traditional search. If your brand doesn't show up in AI-driven answer engines, you're out of the race before prospects even build a shortlist. HubSpot's Guide on Answer Engine Optimization, EO, recommends: clearly define your category and use cases in plain language. Publish explanatory content answering what is, how does, and when should you use questions. Use consistent terminology across all content. And structure pages for AI extraction with clear headings and short paragraphs. If you run a SaaS business or any B2B service, this is critical. AI search is eating into traditional SEO visibility, and most companies haven't adapted yet. Start by auditing your core pages. Can an AI chatbot summarize what your product does, who it's for, and when to use it? If not, rewrite. HubSpot offers a free AEO grader tool to assess your brand's AI search visibility. Read more, HubSpot. Next section, Pricing and Access Watch. Next section, Anthropic kills OpenClaw on standard subscriptions. Anthropic quietly stopped allowing Claude users to run the OpenClaw agent framework on standard subscription plans. Users are now forced onto pay-as-you-go plans, which cost substantially more. This is a direct response to agents burning through compute resources faster than Anthropic anticipated. OpenAI made a similar move last month when it killed Sora, its video generation app, to redirect compute to Codex. If you're using Claude Code or any agent framework heavily, expect tighter rate limits or higher costs across all providers. The AI industry is facing a monetization cliff, and compute costs are forcing hard decisions. Budget accordingly and test whether pay-as-you-go pricing still makes sense for your use case. Read more, The Verge. Next section, Industry Moves. Next section, Mercor data breach fallout continues. AI data training startup Mercor, valued at $10 billion, is facing serious consequences after a March data breach exposed 4 terabytes of data, including candidate profiles, PI employer data, source code, and API keys. Meta has paused contracts indefinitely. 5 contractors have filed lawsuits, and other major model makers are reportedly reconsidering their relationships with the company. The breach originated from a 40-minute malware infection in the popular open-source tool Lite LLM. If you're a contractor or employee at a company that handles AI training data, check whether your personal information was exposed. More broadly, this is a reminder that the AI supply chain has single points of failure. If you're building with third-party AI tools, audit your vendor's security posture. And if you use Lite LLM or similar tools, update immediately and review your security certifications. Mercor's vendor, Delve, is under fire for allegedly faking audit data. Read more, TechCrunch. Next section, Alibaba bets $290 million on world models. Alibaba Cloud led a $290 million investment in Shengshu, the Chinese startup behind the Vidu AI video tool. Shengshu is building a general world model trained on videos and real-world physical scenarios, not just text. The goal is to bridge digital worlds, games, AI video, and physical worlds, autonomous driving, robotics. Alibaba has also invested in related startups like Tripo AI, 3D model generation, and Pixverse, interactive AI video. This signals a shift away from large language models toward AI systems that understand physics and spatial reasoning. For small businesses, the practical impact is still 12-18 months away. But if you're in e-commerce, 3D product visualization, real estate virtual tours, or education simulations, keep an eye on world model tools. They'll eventually offer better outputs than text-to-image or text-to-video models. Read more, CNBC. Next section, Google and Intel deepen AI infrastructure partnership. Google Cloud will continue using Intel's Xeon processors, including the latest Xeon 6 chips, for AI and inference tasks, and the two companies are expanding co-development of custom infrastructure processing units, IPU, to accelerate data center workloads. This comes amid a CPU shortage, with companies scrambling to secure supply for running AI models, as opposed to training them, which requires GPUs. If you're running AI workloads in the cloud, expect continued pricing pressure and capacity constraints. Google and Intel's partnership suggests Google is hedging against NVIDIA's GPU dominance by vertically integrating its infrastructure. For SMB, the takeaway is simple. Lock in cloud compute contracts now if you're planning significant AI deployments in the next 12 months. Read more, TechCrunch. Next section. Florida AG investigates OpenAI over FSU shooting. Florida Attorney General James Othmeier announced an investigation into OpenAI after a lawsuit alleged ChatGPT was used to plan a deadly April 2025 shooting at Florida State University. The AG cited concerns about ChatGPT being linked to criminal behavior, including child safety issues and national security risks, claiming data is falling into the hands of the Chinese Communist Party. Subpoenas are forthcoming. This investigation comes as OpenAI prepares for an IPO this year and faces increased regulatory scrutiny. For businesses using ChatGPT, this doesn't change much operationally, but it's a reminder that AI tools are under political and legal pressure. If you're in a regulated industry, healthcare, finance, education, document your AI usage policies and ensure you have human oversight for any high-stakes decisions. Read more, TechCrunch. The Verge. Next section, VMware exodus accelerates under Broadcom. Nutanix CEO Rajiv Ramaswamy claims 30,000 customers have migrated from VMware to Nutanix following Broadcom's acquisition. Customer sentiment is negative due to price increases, forced product bundling, elimination of perpetual licenses, and reduced channel partner support. Broadcom's strategy has made VMware unaffordable for most SMBs, narrowing focus to enterprise customers. If you're running VMware for virtualization, this is your signal to evaluate alternatives. Nutanix is the most obvious beneficiary, but other options, Proxmox, KVM, Hyper-V, are also seeing adoption. Don't wait for Broadcom to force a renewal at 3 times the price. Plan your migration now while you have leverage. Read more, Ars Technica. Next section, quick wins. Create QR codes in 30 seconds. If you need to share links for events, products, or marketing materials, use Chrome's built-in QR code generator, 3 dots menu cast, save, and share create QR code. It's faster than third-party tools and works on desktop and mobile. Alternative, Canva and Adobe Express both offer free QR code generators if you need customization or want to embed codes in larger designs. Zapier Guide. Block distractions before starting work. Research shows the average person stays on a single screen for 47 seconds, and half of all workplace interruptions are self-initiated. Before opening any work tool, activate blocking on distracting apps and websites, social media, news, messages. This adds friction where designers spent months removing it, giving you a 2-minute setup that actually works. If your thumb reaches for Instagram out of habit, blocking stops the gesture before it completes. Zapier Productivity Framework. Next section, Outlook. The AI industry is hitting a make-or-break moment. Anthropic and OpenAI are both barreling toward IPOs, and the pressure to become profitable businesses, not just burn capital, is forcing hard decisions. Killing products, Sora, restricting access, Mythos, OpenClaw on standard plans, and gating features behind higher price tiers. Expect more pricing changes, tighter rate limits, and consolidation around enterprise customers over the next 6-12 months. For small businesses, the window to lock in favorable pricing on AI tools is closing. Test what you need now, commit to annual contracts if the ROI is there, and budget for price increases. At the same time, AI coding agents have crossed a capability threshold where they're genuinely useful for real work, not just demos. If you're not using AI for code generation, content creation, or workflow automation yet, you're leaving money on the table. Start small, measure results, and scale what works. That concludes today's AI Business Brief from Carolina Clear Tech. Stay smart, stay ahead.